Hey, what's up guys? Houston here. Look, if you're trying to find the fastest and easiest way to get unsecured business credit cards for your new startup or new LLC, then this video is going to help you. The first one we're talking about is NAV, okay? So NAV, what they end up doing, NAV took over TIFL, okay? TIFL used to offer a secured and an unsecured business credit card. Okay, and so what you would do, you would put $500 on this here secured card, and it would report to Experian and Dun & Bradstreet. Well, NAV took it over, and so NAV now offers this card. And the thing about it is, with this here card, you get actually two trade lines. If you have this card and the business bank account with NAV, you actually get two trade lines. And the reason said this is one of the best things that you need is for leverage and helping you build up your business credit, because with NAV, they report to 3 business credit bureaus and they give you 2 personal credit reports. So the 3 business credit bureaus that they will give is Experian Business, Equifax Business, and they share it with Dun & Bradstreet. On the personal side, now NAV, on the personal side, they will give you a Vantage score, right? So they're going to give you your TransUnion and your Experian Vantage scores. Now, here's the thing about it with these Vantage scores, and I have some other news that's going to be very important, so you don't want to skip this video. So checking out the rest of NAV, all right, like I said, they trade. Those 2 trade lines report to all 3 business credit bureaus. As you can see, it's here in writing, right? Then they talk about the business checking account. Now, let me help you all understand this about NAV. With NAV's situation, they are a tier 4. And what I mean by that, when it comes to lending, they suggest like different credit cards and stuff, but they also work with other different lenders and stuff if you have challenging credit trying to get funding and stuff as well as what we do. All right. But the one thing about it that NAV has, like I said, if you're trying to build up your business credit so that you can get access to more American Express, Chase, Bank of America credit cards, then you definitely want this here card. Now, again, the interesting thing about it is that with NAV, there's no credit checks, no security checks, and reports all trade lines to the business credit bureaus. Okay. Now, as you can see here, they do charge $49. However, once you start building up your business credit file and you don't see the need for having that, now I think it's a great product because you're able to actually continue monitoring your business credit. All right. Now, here's something else I want you all to be aware of when it comes to business credit. All right. A lot of like your trade credit companies, even with your banks and stuff, they will not show up the name on your business credit file. A lot of times they won't. So when you're looking at an account and stuff, you're like, well, how come this account isn't showing the name or whatever? They don't report it like that. They'll just report it as either a unsecured trade line or a trade credit line or something like that. But they will not usually disclose the name. All right. So that's something that you do have to keep in mind. Now, again, in reference to NAV, they are a big component when it comes to business credit funding. However, here's something that's more important. I always tell people you want 3 type of bank accounts, okay? Because you want to do the tier funding. The tier 1 bank accounts, that's with your Chase, American Express, Bank of America, Capital One, okay? Those are your tier 1 funding, okay? Now, your tier 2, those are your regional. So that would be your Truist, your PNC, your Regions Bank, your Citizens Bank, okay? Those are your regional. Those are your tier 2. Your regional and community banks, those are tier 2. Then your tier 3 is usually like your credit unions, all right? So with your credit unions, it's tier 3. And then your tier 4, those are all of your new alternative lenders and stuff. Those would be like Divvy, which is now bill pay. They would be like core pay. All right. Blue Vine. Now, let me tell you guys something about Blue Vine. Blue Vine does not help build business credit unless you actually have one of their business products. So if you have a Blue Vine business account, that doesn't mean that it's going to help you build your business credit. Now, with their business products, from what I've been researching and understanding, they usually just report to Dun and Bradstreet. Now, here's the kicker to that. Most of the time, a lot of lenders, they're not looking at Dun and Bradstreet in order to get you access to funding. All right. They're mainly looking at Experian business, Equifax business, small business financial exchange. Okay. So those are like the key components when you're trying to get access to business credit funding. All right. Now, like I said, with this here, if you're trying to build up your business credit so you can get unsecured funding, then this is one of the top places you want to be. Now, let me tell you guys something. If you are an active LLC, S Corp, C Corporation, okay, or you have these type of entities in dormant, one thing that's getting ready to change, and I keep telling you guys, everything is about paperwork, okay? And the reason I say that, what's just going to happen, what recently happened, you see this here? This beneficial ownership information report? For anybody that forms a LLC, S Corp, C Corporation, or any type of entity, exemption is a trust, after January 1st of 2024, they're going to give you 30 days to file this form. And I'm going to tell you exactly what you have to put on this form, but you need to file it. So your tax person, they need to know about this here form, because now that you have an entity, you must file this form, okay? Now, here's the other thing about that. If you set up your company now, say that you all are thinking about setting up your companies now before January 1st, hopefully that you utilize our services to do it. But if you set it up before January 1st, then they give you up to January 1st of 2025 to actually file this form. All right. And this is very important because after that, then they're talking about penalizing you up to $500 or more. So if you have LLCs that was formed to you in other states and stuff like that, and you haven't filed your taxes, you haven't filed your registered agent, you need to reach out to your registered agent. Make sure that if you're not using that company, get it dissolved, okay? But if you're planning on using it, you have to file this form as well. Now, this is the thing about it, what they're saying to identify. When filing this COI report with FinCEN, which FinCEN is basically the IRS police, okay? It's basically the IRS police. It's a financial crime enforcement unit is what it is. So it's the IRS police. So you know how you go to the bank, and if you deposit over $10,000, they say, well, we have to report it to the IRS. That's FinCEN. So when you report that amount of money to the IRS and stuff, or you deposit that amount of money or higher, they have to report it to these entities, right? So again, understanding this, here's the information that you're going to have to. Owner's name, birthday, address, unique identification. So that means that your social security number, your ITIN number, those are the things that they want you to actually put on this form. It's not a hard form it's not a hard form to fill out, but you have to fill out this here form. All right, nobody's getting around this. You still can protect your privacy, but this is only for their database. All right. Now, say that you have a kid or something like that owns like a certain percentage of the company, or you have a parent that owns a certain percentage of the company. You have to put their information on the form. Now, this is what the form is going to look like. Okay. So this here will give you like general instructions of what the form is and stuff like that. And then, as you can see here, name, date of birth, address, person with social security number. So you have to put your social security number, ITIN, okay? All right. Passport number, country of insurance. See what I mean? You guys thinking that I'd be telling you about paperwork. This stuff is real. All right. And you have to fill this stuff out. So people all right, don't do it. But I'm telling you, they are going to start penalizing me. And here's another thing that possibly can happen. Once they get to the point where you're not identifying with those companies and stuff, you cannot use those companies to open up bank accounts and stuff as well because they don't have it on record. You did not identify yourself with that institution. Okay? Now, please understand, I am not an attorney. I am not an IRS registered agent. However, I'm not an ignorant person either. And because I understand this stuff, I understand, hey, get this stuff filled out. It's only a form. Like some companies out there, they're going to be charging you in upwards from $200 up to $1,000 for this form. It's only a few things that you need to put on the form. So if you have multiple LLCs, C corporations and stuff, if you're not utilizing them, you need to dissolve them. If you're not going to dissolve them, then you need to file the taxes. You need to get it up to date, file this form so they know that, hey, who owns this corporation? That's the reason I tell you guys, when they said that I can hide from going over to Delaware or Wyoming or Nevada, that's what I was telling you all. When Obama in the game, with Obama and the IRS, when they got together and stuff, and they put all this stuff together, they meant to expose every aspect of it. All right? Even if you have a trust with a trustee, somebody managing that trust, whoever owns it, like I said, they're saying that trusts are exempt. This is what they're saying. They're saying trust is exempt. However, you have to have an entity to own a trust. So either way, you're exposing yourself. All right. Now, this is not going into a public database. This is going into a private database. But you must fill out this here form. All right. Now, this is what I mean about compliant and stuff. In order for you to operate as a legitimate business and avoid being penalized, you must do this. All right. Now, if you have any questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off of the personal credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.